Assalamu alaikum. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, So Kaftan. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop a new tutorial. Thank you. On this video, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a slit V-neck abaya. Please stay tuned. So for this tutorial, I'm going to be using a 2 trouser length crepe material. So now, depending on how busty and how big you are, you might probably use more than 2 trouser lengths fabric for this. But however, for me, I'm just going to be using a 2 trouser lengths crepe material. So now I'm going to be folding the material into 4 to enable me get what I want. And also note that for my length, I'm going to be using 60 centimeter. Now for the length, this depends absolutely on you and how long you want your clothes to be. So after dividing it into 4, I'm going to be using the closed side. You can see this is the closed side. I'm going to be using it for my neck, while the open side will be for my hand. So now the first thing I want to do is to measure my neckline. So I'm just going to come here 2.5 inches. So now if you're actually very busty, I will advise that you do 3.5 inches or 4 inches, but because I'm not that busty, I'm doing 2.5 inches. So I'm going to come down here 2.5 as well, and I'm just going to just roll it and turn it like this. Now for somebody that is not used to doing this, I'll advise that you use your armhole ruler for pattern drafting to just get your perfect tone. So now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the hand, that is the open side, and then I'm just going to go down 1.5 inches. This is going to help me get my shoulder slits. So I'm just going to come here and join it. So now the next thing is I want to measure my armhole. So I'm just going to come down here 9.5 inches. So now depending on how busty you are, again, you can actually decide to come down 11 inches. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to measure my bust circumference. So what you want to do is, whatever your bust circumference is, you want to add 12 inches to it. Right? So when you add the 12 inches to it, then you are going to come and divide it by 4. So whatever it is that you get, that's what you are using here. So for me here, I'm just going to be using 10.5. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to measure what I want my hand to be, how open I want it to be, and then I'm going to come here and then add it together. So now depending on how long you want your hand to be, for me, I'll end up adding another extra material because I really want my hand to be very, very long. So I'll end up adding another extra fabric to this. So now I'm going to come down here 16 inches. I'm going to measure the same measurements I got for. Then I'm just going to, so because I'm just going to draw a short curve, just a little curve. And then I'm going to go down straight to my length. So for my length, I already said that my length is going to be 60 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead now and cut. So the next thing I want to do is I want to divide the fabric by 2, because for my front I want a V-neck neckline. I'm going to place the front fabric back. So the next thing is I'm going to decide how deep I want my V-neck to be. So for me, I don't want my V-neck to be that big. So I'm just going to, you can decide to go down 4 inches, 5 inches, depending on what you want. So for me, I'm just going to go down a little bit like this. Now after doing this, that will be all. However, if you want an abaya with a slit, you might want to divide this. I don't want that, but just for this training purpose, I'm just going to divide this fabric by 2 so we can see how it's going to be. So now for your hand, you can decide to add a lace to it, whatever it is that you want, if the length is not okay for you. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to be using my mini home machine. This is to show you how much you can achieve with just your mini table machine. So first thing, I'm going to sew my neckline. I'm going to be joining my neck for the front as well. This is what we have. So for my front, I'll be joining this together. I do not want any slits in my front abaya, so I'm just going to join the 2 of them together, and I will not have any slits. However, if you want to do a slit, you can decide how many lengths you want, how long you want your slit to be opened, and so if you want to open a slit, you can just do the measurements and decide how long you want your slit to be, and then you will not sew this over. But because I don't want any slits, that's why I'm sewing mine completely. So now for the neckline, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of notch here, just to weave this to ensure the fabric is very secure. You can actually do that with a mini machine like this. You can actually weave a fabric with it. Probably I'll be doing a short tutorial on how to do that. So now I'm just going to be joining my front neckline together with my back neckline. So after joining the hand, I'm just going to go ahead and join the side.
So this is the final look of the dress.
And close it up.